This video will show you how to manage resources using resource attributes. Inspire Planner's Resource Attributes feature allows you to add attributes such as skill, certification, region, or expertise to any of your project resources so that you can easily identify them. Attributes can be viewed, created, and assigned to resources within the Resource Attributes tab. You will find the Resource Attribute tab within your tab ribbon on top. You can also get to the Resource Attributes tab by going to the App Launcher at the top left corner. Enter Resource within the search box you see on top, and you will find Resource Attributes under All Items. Within the Resource Attributes tab, you will find two additional tabs, one for Attributes and one for Resources. The Attributes tab allows you to view existing attributes, create new attributes, and assign them to resources. The Resource tab allows you to view all of your resources, both users and contacts. You can also assign an attribute to a resource within the resource record. You can sort attributes in ascending or descending order by the attribute name or by the attribute type. Simply click on the column heading to change your sort preference. Before creating a new attribute, it's best practice to search for the attribute first to make sure it doesn't already exist. This prevents you from creating duplicates. To search for an attribute, simply enter the attribute name within the search box you see on top of the list. As you enter a value, the attribute list refreshes to display attributes that match the value you enter. If the attribute you are searching for doesn't exist, click on the Add New Attribute button to create a new attribute. Fill in the attribute details beginning with the attribute name. You may also fill in a brief description. Next, specify the attribute type. By default, Inspire Planner provides you with 4 default attribute types: skill, certification, region, and expertise. However, system administrators have the ability to customize the attribute types. Once you've filled in all of the attribute details, simply click on Create. Now that you've created an attribute, you can begin to assign them to your users or contacts. To assign an attribute to a user, click on Assign to Users. You can choose to scroll through the list of users below, or you can search for a user by entering the user's name within the search box on top of the list. Select the user, and then click on Apply. You can also assign the attribute to your contacts. Simply click on Assign to Contacts. Again, you can choose to scroll through the list of contacts below, or you can search for a contact simply by entering the contact's name. Select the contact and click on Apply. Attributes can be assigned to as many users or contacts as you need. You can also assign the attribute to a resource by going into the Resources tab. By default, the Resources tab displays both users and contacts. However, you can choose which resources to view using the checkboxes you see on top of the list. You can also sort resources by the name, the title, or the account. Simply click on the column headings to sort the list in ascending or descending order. To assign an attribute to a resource, click on a resource's name from the list. This will open the resource details to the right of the page. So to add an attribute to a resource, simply enter the attribute name within the search box you see below. As you type in an attribute, Inspire Planner displays a list of attributes that match the value you are entering. Click on an attribute to add it to the resource. If you'd like to add another attribute, simply enter the attribute name again and repeat this process until you've added all of the attributes you'd like to add to the resource. Each attribute you add to the resource appears at the bottom of the list. They are color-coded depending on the attribute type. To remove an attribute, simply click on the X to the right of the attribute name. Now, to learn more about how to view and manage resource allocation, please make sure to check out the article on resource allocation.